So Macron, this is a moment really for Macron to become very global again in terms of his position with the French people, but it gives Donald Trump this magnificent moment, the 100th anniversary. What is it? The 100th anniversary of the U.S. and World War I. So they both presidents have a lot to gain here, haven't they?
Yeah, it's certainly a pretty risk-free way to do a visit. I mean, Trump is not popular in France, no more than anywhere else in Europe. But, you know, a thing like this where you're celebrating the entry of the U.S. into the First World War, it's the French National Day, there's no protest planned in France, which I think is pretty remarkable. I mean, there's a few minor things on the edge of Paris, but really nothing major. So it is a very risk-free way for the two to meet. However, there is that press conference, and the risk there obviously is all for Trump. You know, he's going to be asked. He's going to be asked about his son's email, so that's unavoidable. But they're going to throw the focus on this is about the world's oldest alliance. This is about Bastille Day. This is about the American entry into the First World War.
It is about all of those things, and interesting to see Macron wanting to face up to Trump perhaps on a couple of matters that they disagree on around climate. Once again, as we saw on the campaign trail, we saw Macron not afraid to shy away from face-to-face conflict, if you like, as he did on the picket lines at one of those factories, most notably. How do we judge the personal relationship between these two men? What they're doing today seems to suit both of their agendas. What about the personalities behind this?
Well, they couldn't be more different. I mean, Trump is almost twice his age. I mean, one is quite cerebral and intellectual, the other less so. But yet this is their fourth meeting. They seem to have a certain rapport. And, Macron has explained his way of dealing with Trump, which is that you confront the issues, you talk about the things where they don't agree. They don't agree on climate, they don't agree on trade, but then you quickly talk about the things where they do agree. And they French and American forces work very closely together in the Sahel in West Africa. The French are the main European ally with the U.S. in Syria and Iraq. Their militaries work well together. They see eye to eye on issues like Syria. So there is actually more complementarianism than you might imagine, and that's always what Macron stresses. He says, when we disagree, we'll mention it, but let's not hide the fact that there are a lot of things where we do agree on and where we can work together.